If you keep starting over in affiliate marketing, the problem may not be the program, the product, or even the traffic. The real problem may be that you never stay with one clear strategy long enough to learn what is actually working. And every time you switch, you reset your momentum, your message, and your confidence. In this video, I'm going to show you why affiliate marketers keep starting over and how to finally stop. Here's what usually happens. You join a program. You get excited. You start watching training. You begin promoting. And then after a few days or a few weeks, you don't get the results you hoped for. So you start wondering whether the offer is wrong. Then you see somebody talking about a different program, a different funnel, a different traffic source, a different strategy. And suddenly the thing you were working on starts to look like the problem. So you switch, then you start over, and a little while later, the same thing happens again. That cycle can go on for months or even years. The biggest problem with constantly starting over is that you never give yourself enough time to collect useful information. You never really learn which part of your process is working and which part needs improvement. Was the problem the offer? Was it the traffic? Was it the message? Was it the follow-up? Was it the audience? You don't know because you changed everything before you had enough information. And that leads us to one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. They confuse lack of immediate results with proof that the strategy does not work. Those are not the same thing. Sometimes a strategy really is bad. Sometimes an offer really is a poor fit. And sometimes you should make a change. But there is a big difference between making a change based on evidence and making a change because you got frustrated. The goal is not to stay with something forever, no matter what. The goal is to stay with one clear plan long enough to actually evaluate it. Here's the simple approach I recommend. First, choose one audience. Get clear about who you are trying to help. Not everybody, not anyone who wants to make money online. One type of person with one recognizable problem. Second, choose one problem to focus on. What is that person struggling with right now? Maybe they are not getting leads. Maybe they are not getting sales. Perhaps they are overwhelmed. Maybe they keep switching programs. Your content becomes much stronger when it repeatedly helps with the same type of problem. Third, choose one primary offer. You do not need 10 different products. You need one solution that makes sense for the audience and problem you are talking about. That does not mean you can never recommend anything else. It means your business has a clear center. Fourth, choose one simple way to bring people into your world. For me, that means creating useful content, helping beginners understand affiliate marketing, and giving people who want more help a place to go next. That is much simpler than constantly chasing the newest tactic. And fifth, give the strategy enough time to produce information. Pay attention to what people click. Pay attention to what they watch. Pay attention to the questions they ask. Pay attention to what gets ignored. That information tells you what to improve. You may need a better title. You might need a better hook. You may need a clearer message. You might need better follow-up. But notice what you are doing. You are improving the system instead of replacing the entire system. That is a very different way to build a business. And this is where patience becomes a real business skill. Not passive patience, not sitting around hoping something happens. I mean active patience. You keep publishing, you keep learning, you keep improving, but you stop tearing everything down every time something does not work immediately. Because every time you start over, you lose the benefit of everything you already learned. The person who stays focused has an advantage. Their message gets clearer. Their content gets better. Their audience starts recognizing them. Their follow-up improves. Their confidence improves. And over time, all of those small improvements begin working together. So if you feel like you have been starting over again and again, try this. Do not ask yourself, What should I switch to next? Ask yourself, what is the weakest part of the system I already have? Then improve that one part. That is how you stop chasing opportunities and start building an actual business. If you want help putting together a simple affiliate marketing system without all the constant jumping around, I created a free masterclass that walks you through the approach I recommend. You can watch it at homebizsimple.com. And whether you watch the masterclass or not, remember this: you usually do not need a brand new business. You need enough consistency to make the business you already have better.